Now, the next one is kind of a fun one for me. This was one of the first integrations that I actually got built into SAM during the 1.0, just on the cusp of the 2.0, and that's the Realvolve integration. Now, this was before Mark and I reunited, and I was able to bring you back over into Workflow Secrets. But you guys previously, when you were working at Realvolve, I guess you still do have the ability to get API access. So I can actually talk to the Realvolve account. Now, what's really cool about that is if you are a Realvolve user, you can hit this login button and you can connect your Realvolve account to SAM. From here, you can do a couple of things. Maybe we showcase that, and you can actually get access to the workflows viewer. Now, this was something that I built because when I was working at Realvolve, time and time again, I had people reaching out saying, hey, I would really like to print my workflow, those workflow automations. Oftentimes, they wanted to go to the lake for the weekend and they wanted to have a copy of it. Yeah. Or maybe you just like actually having something in your hands to mark up and do. I'm a physical book reader. I do not like reading books on Kindles or the Nooks or whatever. And so I absolutely get that. And so this workflow viewer, once you add that integration, allows you to go into your workflows. You can select the specific contact, property, or transaction. Those are the 3 areas of focus within their CRM. And then you can select any of the workflows that were in your specific account. Now, once you have that, you actually have the ability to look at these in a more logically laid out format. It's, basically an Excel spreadsheet or a Google Sheets view, and you can stack them either long ways. I have it so that you can stack them a little more tightly, and you can kind of look through. You can start working on, maybe you make edits, little scratch notes, or you say, oh, actually that should be somewhere else.
You did a great job.
Thank you. I appreciate that. The other thing you can do, and this is just in SAM, it's not actually communicating back to Realvolve, but you can readjust how your workflows are laid out. And that was something that I think is really helpful for thinking about, actually, for some reason, I want the last call date to be before the next appointment date. Well, now you can see what that workflow would look like. So this was just an effort to kind of help your folks out based on something that I had heard. I was kind of playing around with APIs and getting integrations built out for SAM. I realized, oh, you guys have an API, and that is kind of what come of it. Now, the last thing you can do, you can print those. And once you print that workflow, boom, you're off to the races. You can bust out your highlighter. The other thing you can do is you can go into the templates. And luckily, I picked one that actually has some templates. So these are all the templates that are inside that specific workflow. And so now I can go through and I can look at each of these templates. I can read through them. I can see how they're doing. And then I actually built into the very bottom kind of an evaluation. So Sam is going to read the template and say, oh, how good is it? What's the overall sentiment, or how well are you communicating what you were hoping to communicate? I like to think that as a marketer, we say every good email has a good call to action. What is the next step that you're going to have them do? And so it's going to judge how good is your call to action. And then after that, it's going to reference inside your SAM profile that I was just showing you up there. You can insert your actual writing style, and you can do that a couple of different ways. Maybe it's the different attributes inside your voice. Are you professional? Are you friendly? Are you outgoing? Are you knowledgeable? Whatever those are, you can fill that out. You can plug in a writing sample, and Sam will actually pick that for you. But then it can review this specific template and go, oh, well, it used the correct voice. You could also slide and adjust those, and it'll create altered versions that you could attempt to just start playing around with your templates. So this is a really cool one. This was part of the 1.0, one of the first integrations. But Mark, you want to showcase what you were able to build on top of that? I think this is a really cool one.
Yeah, so we do have a lot of Realvolve users that wanted to be able to back up their data. We did add a backup option. So you can come up here and you can back up the contacts, properties, transactions, workflows, and the templates. Just by checking those options, it'll go through. For the contacts, it'll back up all the contacts, all the notes for those contacts, the properties, all their notes, all the transactions and all their notes. And then each of these workflows that you were seeing in the list, it can back those up, and also each of the templates. It'll show you a list of how many records were backed up and when. And then, if you need to back them up again, you can just click on backup. Now, for those people that have used Realvolve and they wanted to move away from Realvolve for whatever reason, we do have the ability to import. Just like we can import CSV files, we can also import the contacts, the properties, the transactions, and the workflows and the templates. There's actually, we don't do the workflows, not yet anyway. It's something that I still need to address. Workflows, there's the idea is the same between a workflow and a routine. Workflows are pretty much multiple routines in one. And we will be getting to a point pretty soon where you can stack your routines to build the workflow, or at least to see it. You build them individually as separate routines, and then you can bring them together as part of a workflow. And once that's done, we'll probably incorporate that workflow importing tool. But there's a lot of differences with how Realvolve's workflows are set up versus ours. And there's not always a one-to-one conversion, because there's some new things that we've got that Realvolve just does not have. So some challenges there that I've got to overcome. But most people want to be able to bring over the contacts, properties, transactions, and templates anyway. You can bring over several hundred templates in just a few minutes.
That's right. And I think from my perspective, it's been really cool because you've been at this so long. There's quite a few people who they believe in what you're doing and what you're building. And as I gave you the mandate, go forth and help me build your dream CRM. They saw that and they said, "Oh, Mark Stepp, you're working on it. I'm in." And so they followed you along, and that's really cool. I really appreciate that. And, I'm really grateful to have you guys. This gives you a tool to make that transition much less difficult. And obviously, real estate CRMs, most of the time agents will hop from system to system every 3 or 4 years. And so that process of not only learning a new system, not only learning a new layout, where are the things, what are the different names, but actually having to get all of your information over there while you're still trying to do business, that's a really big hurdle.
It can be a challenge.
And so your ability to build this in there for them, I think, is an excellent integration piece. So that's been really cool.
The goal is to also add like top producer, wise agent.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I think, as we build this out, the more systems that we can. And honestly, if you are a CRM company watching this video and you think to yourself, man, I would really like to integrate with those guys, we would love to integrate with you.